All right, so today we're going deep on something kind of out there,
Oh, yeah.
like using freelancing services,
Okay.
but not for like your usual tasks, right?
Okay.
Like writing or graphic design.
Uh-huh.
This is more about companionship and
Interesting.
maybe
Yeah.
even
Oh.
intimacy.
Okay, this is definitely new territory.
It is. I know it sounds like
From a movie or something.
exactly,
Yeah.
but it's a real trend
Wow.
that's popping up online.
So how are we seeing this? Like, what's...
So we found this website called My Skill for Money,
Okay.
and they have this podcast episode description and website copy.
Got it. So they're promoting this kind of service.
They are. And let me tell you,
I bet it's wild.
it's interesting to say the least.
All right, I'm hooked. Let's break it down.
Let's do it. So first off, what do you think is driving this whole thing?
Well, we're always talking about how technology changes relationships.
Right.
And this seems like the next step.
Yeah, like taking those dating apps a step further.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it also taps into this need for connection.
That makes sense,
Right, like we're more digitally connected than ever.
but also more isolated.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So maybe this is a way to get that need met.
in a very
Transactional way.
yeah, they really lean into that.
Oh, yeah.
Their website uses some pretty bold phrases.
Like, whoa.
Stuff like eat me up
Whoa. Okay.
and spook me up and down.
All right, they're not beating around the bush.
Not at all. It's clear they're trying to appeal to...
A wide range of desires.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it also makes you wonder about the practical side.
Yeah, like how does this actually work?
Right. Do they have like categories?
Like a dating app, but for paid companionship?
Exactly.
And what about payment?
And safety.
Yeah, all the logistics.
Right. Like how do they handle all of that?
Well, that's where it gets even more interesting.
What do you mean?
They do talk about some of that in the podcast description.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they mention things like user profiles,
Right.
reviews, and even insurance.
Insurance for this kind of service?
I know, right? It's like they're trying to make it...
Legitimate.
Exactly. Like it's just another service.
Like ordering food.
Right.
Right.
But applied to this very personal realm of connection.
It's wild.
Hmm.
But you brought up safety,
Uh-huh.
and they do mention things like STD testing.
Yeah, but how can you really...
They guarantee that.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
is that really enforceable?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And what about the potential for...
Exploitation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially with their emphasis on monetizing everything
Yeah, it feels like they're blurring the line.
between connection and a business transaction.
Yeah, and that's a huge ethical dilemma.
For sure.
It makes you wonder
About the power dynamics.
if this could be abused.
Absolutely. It's a whole new territory.
Legally and ethically.
Definitely.
And then there's the whole...
Human element.
Right.
They talk about sharing real stories from satisfied users.
The classic testimonial.
But are those stories really representative?
That's the question, right?
Like you said, it's like the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly. You see this platform and it seems simple.
Need connection. Pay for it.
Right. But underneath, there are so many complex issues.
Like what?
Well, like you said, the potential for exploitation.
And the power dynamics.
And then there's the whole idea of commodifying intimacy.
Is that even possible?
Right. Like what happens when you put a price tag on something so personal?
So it seems like we're in this uncharted territory
Absolutely.
where technology is changing how we experience intimacy.
And raising some huge questions.
About safety ethics and even what it means to connect with another person.
Exactly. And these questions are only going to get more complex.
As these platforms keep evolving.
So it's up to us to have these conversations.
To talk about the potential consequences.
Positive and negative.
Because the future of human connection.
Might be a lot different than we imagine.
And a lot more complicated.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See ya.